Girls, it's Mrs. Paddock. This lesson is part of your social studies unit, and it's about Canadian money. We've talked a little bit about Canadian money. I've read a book about Canadian coins, and part of your booklet about Canada, there's a page in there that talks about Canadian money as well. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about our Canadian money, and just so that I've brought some money here, and I've got some posters of money as well. In your homework package, though, you will have a booklet or a package, a worksheet that looks like this, okay? And I'm going to work through this with you, okay? So that you can do this. First, though, we're going to review our money quickly, okay? So we're going to start off with our coins. And so our coins, we're going to start off with the first coin that we have, and it is called a nickel. And I brought a nickel for you to see here. It might be a little bit hard to see, but that's an actual size real nickel that's in circulation. And a nickel is worth 5 cents, and so you can see 5 cents. So in order to write cents, you don't have to write the word C-E-N-T-S. You could just write a C with a little line and a line, and that means cents. So 5 cents, okay? And the word is nickel. Now, on the back of the nickel, there's this guy here, and it, of course, is a beaver, okay? And then it usually says how much it's worth, so 5 cents, says Canada, and this was the year that this coin was made, so 2013. If I look carefully here, this one says 2016. So it just tells you the date that this coin was made. So, you know, look through your parents' money, with their permission, of course, and see if you can find a nickel. On the other side of the nickel is this lady here, okay? And so you can see her here too. It's a little bit hard to see. But this lady here, of course, she is Queen Elizabeth II. And of course it says on the coin, Elizabeth II, DG Regina, and that's just Latin. Basically, she's the queen, okay? So on our money, we still have the queen. She's the current queen. I know she's getting old, but she's still our queen.
She's still alive.
She's still alive, and she is still our queen. When she passes away, it'll go to the next in line, and that, of course, is Prince Charles. Prince Charles will become king. If something should happen to Charles, then it goes to his first son, his first child, which is William. So then William would become King William, okay? But right now it is still Queen Elizabeth, okay? Elizabeth II, because there was an Elizabeth first many, many years ago, you know, hundreds of years ago. All right, so on the back of the nickel is a beaver. On the front is Queen Elizabeth II. Now, that was the nickel. Next we have a dime, okay? And so we have the dime here. The dime, you would think, would be the first one because it's actually smaller looking than the nickel. If you put the two next to each other, the dime is actually smaller than the nickel. But in fact, the dime is worth more than the nickel. So this is worth 10 cents. So 10 cents. And the nickel is only worth 5 cents, okay? Now, on the back of the dime, it has this nice boat, and that boat is called the Blue Nose boat. There's something on there. Anyways, it's a Blue Nose boat. It was a schooner that won many, many races many, many years ago, and it was a famous boat, so they put it on the dime. So we always see that. And again, it says 10 cents there. Canada, and the year it was made here was 2013. Mine was made, oh my goodness.
2016, I'm guessing?
Nope, 1979. Oh my goodness, this one is super old. And
that one was before I was born.
Yeah, I was about, what was I? I was 3 years old when this one was made.
Wow.
So here, if you looked on the picture here, it's not the old picture of the queen. It's actually when she was still young. So sometimes on the coins, especially if they were made a lot earlier, I don't know if you can sort of see it, but
kind of.
Yeah, it's the young queen.
So like when she
was very young, right?
When she didn't have any wrinkles.
When she didn't have wrinkles, yeah. Yeah, and then of course she had kids, and then kids gave her wrinkles. All right,
yeah.
Next, this is the quarter, and the quarter is a lot bigger. And of course it looks like that, and it's got a caribou on it. Yay, the caribou. And it says 25 cents. So a quarter is worth 25 cents. Again, on the other side, it's got the queen on it. And this one, she's got the crown on it. So again, a little bit different picture of her. Every once in a while, she chooses a different picture.
So still wrinkles, but a crown.
But a crown, yeah. So a little bit different than the other one. And this one was made, oh gosh, 1995. So again, this is a little bit earlier. Now the quarter, Frankie, if you can kind of go over here, the quarter is a bigger one. So if you compare it to the dime and the nickel, it's a little bit bigger. If I have 4 of these quarters, that makes $1. So we're gonna look at the dollar. So here is the loonie. The loonie. And the loonie is kind of cool because it got rid of one of our paper bills. We used to have a dollar bill, and then they thought, oh, you know what, it's not worth it making it because they're ripping too easily, etc., etc. And so they came up with a coin because it would last a lot longer than the money.
And there's a loon on it.
There's a loon on it. So if you've ever gone camping, you've been at the lake or anything, you've probably heard a loon. You may have seen a loon as well, but that is a loon. And of course, this is $1, and we call it the loonie, the loonie.
At Luther Village, whenever we go canoeing or at the beach, we can see lots of loons and hear them.
We do. Again, on the other side is the Queen, so Queen Elizabeth II. And again, if you look here to compare the sizes, the loonie is much bigger than the other 3 coins.
Not that
Not
much,
by much, you're
but
absolutely right, but it is a little
it's
bit.
not bigger than the
And,
paper
well,
bills.
what's the difference between these ones so far?
That one is like a gold,
It's a gold color,
and
right?
the other one's silver.
Silver looking. Okay, so next we have a toonie. A toonie came out again, got rid of a $2 bill, just like the loonie got rid of a dollar bill. This one got rid of a $2 bill. So this one, again, different than the loonie because it has the silver around and then the gold in the middle. Now, it's not real gold, but that's what it looks like, right?
It looks
Gold.
pretty.
Yeah, and so it's got it's two-toned, okay? So it's a little bit different. And again, on the other side is the Queen.
But on the back is
It's a
the
polar bear. Yeah, and of course a polar bear is a Canadian symbol, especially up in Churchill. We see lots of polar bears. Again, this is worth $2. Now, when you look at the dollar sign, that's what the dollar sign looks like. It looks like an S with a line. Whereas when we talked about cents, it was a C with that line. Okay, so this is 10 cents. This one is $2. Okay, so that's how you'll write the money afterwards. Okay, so there we have it. And then I've got another one here, and some of you may still see it. Maybe you have some at home. You won't see it at the stores anymore. This is called a penny, and it's worth 1 cent. They actually stopped producing this back in 2013. February 4th, actually, 2013.
1 year before Johnny.
Yeah, and 1 year before all of you kiddos, because they're all 2014 babies as well. So they used to make pennies, and then the mint said, oh, it's not worth it. It actually costs more to make this penny than it's worth. So for example, this penny's worth a penny, but it really would cost like 2 pennies, almost 2 pennies to make this. So it wasn't worth them making it. So they actually stopped making it. But if you ever find any pennies, a lot of people collect them and they say, see a penny, pick it up, and then all day you'll have good luck, right? And if you looked at the penny carefully, you'll see it actually has the maple leaf on it. Okay, and it's only worth 1 cent, but it's not actually worth anything now. It's out of circulation. So people just collect it when they see it on the streets and stuff like that. Okay?
One time I saw like a nickel on the street, and then I've seen lots of pennies, so I pick them
Yeah.
up a lot.
Yeah. So here we have our coins kind of all in a row here. So we have here a nickel, which is 5 cents. We've got a dime, which is 10 cents. We got the one with the caribou, it's called a quarter, it's 25 cents. We got the loon, which is a $1. We've got the one with the polar bear, it's $2. And of course this doesn't exist anymore, right? It's not being made anymore. It's a penny and it's worth 1 cent.
And it has a maple leaf on it.
It does have a maple leaf. Now we're going to talk about money. Like instead of coins, we're going to talk about paper money. Oh my goodness. Paper money is a little different. And so here, so something that you'll see in all these pictures here is it'll say specimen. It's illegal to make copies of money. So for example, you'll see it has to say specimen. This is not real money, and I can't, just photocopy money and then cut it out and go to the store. That's called counterfeiting. So you'll see it says specimen, which means it's fake, okay? This is all fake. Even in here, you'll see specimen.
It's kind of hard to see on those ones, but it's still there.
It says it though, right? And it means it's fake. This is not real money, and I'm not trying to pretend it's
Because
real
you
money.
want to go
I don't want to
to...
go to jail, do I?
Nope.
Now, it's so, remember here with the coins, we had $1, we have $2, but then we jump to $5. Now, believe it or not, I don't have $5 or $10 in my house anywhere. Look. I have no $5 bill, no $10 bill.
But we have the rest.
But that's okay. And then we have $20 bills, we have $50 bills, there's $100 bills, and there's $1,000. I also don't have $1,000 bill.
We can't have that.
Yeah, it's usually hard to find that kind of stuff. But let's start off with the $5 bill. Remember, the $5 will have this kind of S with the line through it, so that means $5. And if you look carefully here on the front of the $5 bill, there will be a guy by the name of Sir Wilfrid Laurier. He was a prime minister in Canada many years ago, but they've honored him by putting him on the $5 bill. On the back of the $5 bill, there's the this is the Canada arm, which is up in space, and you can see there's even an astronaut on there. Kind of cool. If you ever get a chance, check out the paper money. Now we have a $10 bill here. So it says 10, and our color is different. So this one was blue, and it said 5, so it's $5. This one is purple, and it says 10, and again, $10. And this guy here, Sir John A. Macdonald, again, Prime Minister of Canada, and a long, long time ago. And again, we're honoring him by putting him on our $10 bill. On the back here, we have the Canadian. Again, it's a train that crossed Canada. Basically, trains are very important to Canada. It's a Canadian symbol. So again, there's a $10 bill. So purple. Now I do have a $20 bill. So this is my $20 bill. This is real. This is fake here. $20 bill here. Of course, we have this lady, and we've seen her on our coins. Who is that person again?
Queen
Elizabeth II. And she is on we're honoring her on our $20 bill. And then on the back of it, this is a monument, what is it? Commemorating the national, this is the Vimy one. So this is Vimy dealing with World War. So of course we see the poppies here, which we talked about that on Remembrance Day.
The November 11th, which is one day after my birthday.
Right. And if you look here too, we've got, this is the Peace Tower in Ottawa. So it's kind of cool. Now, when you actually look at the money, it's kind of interesting if you touched it. It's not really paper. It's actually plastic, and it's kind of cool because you can see through it here.
You see Mrs. Paddock through there?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And if you looked really carefully at it too, there's like, it's almost like a hologram. And again, it's better if you looked at your own. There's like hologram of the Queen on here, and it's a little bit hard to see, but it's a little hologram.
Cannot see it.
No, but if you were to look at your parents' money, you can check it out, and you can actually see her picture in there. The reason that they do that is so that people don't make copies of this, and they're not able to make copies in order to go to the store and cheat companies and stuff like that.
Because people do that.
Yeah, and it's called counterfeit, which is again illegal, and the government has had to come up with interesting ways to protect our money, and this is one of the ways. This money will last for a very long time because it is kind of like plastic.
So it's hard to rip.
It is. It's hard to rip. Don't try it, but because of course anything can be ripped, but don't try it. People have washed it and it's still okay. Things like that. Again, don't wash it. But again,
if it does by accident get wet, then it will be okay if you let it dry in the sun or something.
Well, yeah. But anyways, it's just be careful with the money because it is money. But it is harder than the paper money that we used to have a long time ago. So there's a $20 bill. Now we're going to move on to a $50 bill, and I did have a $50 bill in my house because of birthday monies. And we have here this guy, and his name is Mackenzie King. Again, he was Prime Minister in Canada. So you can see if you're Prime Minister, you're probably, your faces might be on, our money at some point. Maybe Justin Trudeau's face will be on our money, in the future. Who knows?
Maybe a $50 bill.
Yeah, who knows, right? I mean, his dad's not on anything yet, but,
maybe next year.
Who knows?
Maybe this year.
Yeah, who knows? And then on the back there, there's a ship, and
isn't that the Titanic?
No, not the Titanic. Oh. That's a good guess though. But this one was a research icebreaker, and again, it's a famous Canadian one.
That's cool too.
So we put that on the back there. Okay, so it's $50. So again, that dollar sign, and then 50. So $50 bill.
50.
Ooh, we got a $100 bill
from birthdays.
This was a birthday money too, right? That's why I have it. I don't have 5s and 10s, but I got 20s, 50s, and 100s. So here we have the $100 bill, and we have Sir Robert Borden, again another Prime Minister. and so he's on the front. And then on the back, we've got medical inventions, okay? A big one was, of course, insulin, a Canadian invention, which is very important to Canadians and to people all over the world. So science is a huge part of our Canadian identity. We've come up with many, many cool inventions, especially in the medical field. Okay?
Lots of people like science too.
Yes, science is a good area for you to go into if that's what you want to do. All right, so there's our money. So again, 100, 50, 20, and then some coins here as well. Ask your parents to check out their money, and hopefully
You can see the Queen's picture on the.
you can.
thing.
Don't keep their money because I'm sure they won't be too happy with you.
Yes, they
Now
will
we're
not
going to look
be.
at our worksheet really quickly.
Okay.
Okay, so again, put your name on it. The first one here, the one with the polar bear, is a toonie, also $2. The one with the loon is called a loonie, it's $1. We've got the caribou, it's a quarter, 25 cents. We've got the one with the boat, it's called a dime, 10 cents. We've got this guy with the beaver, it's a nickel, it's only worth 5 cents.
That's
Okay?
easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Easy peasy. Now, this is our nickel, and remember, a nickel is worth 5 cents. So when you count up nickels, you're skip counting by fives, and you guys are experts at this, right? So we are going to count how many nickels we have here. Now, it's a little bit hard to see, but we're going to skip count. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 50 cents.
And it already has the cent sign for you.
So you don't have to do that, and there's the cents. So this right here is worth 50 cents. And let's skip count by fives here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
35, and again, the cents is
Cents is there.
for
Okay.
you.
Skip count by fives.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25. So we got 50, 35, and 25.
So this here, these ones here is worth one of these quarters. Okay, because this is worth 25 cents, right? So there you go.
Okay.
Now, you're going to go to this
Next
one. Now,
page.
this is dimes, and dimes, of course, are worth 10
10
cents.
cents.
So we're going to skip count by tens.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 80. That's a lot.
80
Almost
cents.
100.
Almost. Let's skip count by tens again. 10, 20,
20, 30, 40. Almost 50.
Almost. Skip count. 10,
20, 30, 40, 50, 60. More than 50.
Did I go the right way?
Yes.
It's hard because I'm doing it backwards.
It kind of looks like the oval.
Yeah. So there you go. So those are dimes, okay, which is 10 cents. Now, quarters are a little bit trickier. Quarters are worth 25 cents, okay? Now, so you're going to skip count by 25, but I'm gonna make it easy for you. Every time you get to 4 quarters, it's $1. So 4 quarters equals $1. 2 quarters is 50 cents. So 50 plus 50 is 100, okay? So here, these two, it's going to be 50 cents. These two, 50 cents. So 50 plus 50 equals
100.
100, right? Plus another 25, so 125, right?
So that's your answer.
So here, 125, but this is cents, so this is 125 cents, okay? Really, it would be $1.25, so you wouldn't have cents, but here it's showing you cents, so you're going to put 125, okay? Now here we have 1, 2, 3, okay? So it's 25 plus 25 is 50, plus another 25 is
75.
75 cents.
So 3 of
Yep,
those
it's 75 cents,
quarters
okay?
are
Now,
75.
remember what I said, if you have 4 of them, it equals $1, and $1 is
100 cents.
Okay?
Next
So that's a tricky one.
page. That one is tricky,
It is,
but
it
I
is.
think you guys can do it.
I think so too. Now, this is easy. It's a loonie. Now, loonies, we're not using cents. We're using dollars now. So there's a dollar sign. We're going to count them up. Remember, a loonie is worth 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's $4.
This one's easy peasy
Easy.
lemon
And you
squeezy.
got to put this, the 0, 0. So it's like this, a dot like that, and 0,
0,
0.
0.
So $4. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4,
4, 5, 6.
6.
6.00.
Yeah. Okay.
Then-
Oh, okay. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.00.
$8. Okay. So $4, $6, $8. Okay.
Is that all of them?
No, we got one more. We gotta do the
One
two.
more. Oh, yes,
So this
forgot that.
we're gonna skip count by 2s because the one with the polar bear is worth $2. So we gotta skip count by 2s.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10.
$10 looks like this. 10.00, and they already got the dollar sign. Okay, so again, skip count by twos.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
So $12. Okay.
Last
And then
one.
last one. 2,
2, 4, 6, 8. $8.00.
Yeah. Okay. So $10, $12, $8.
Make
All right?
sure you put the .00, put your name on the page, and
That's it.
you're
How's
good.
that? Is that good? Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something about money. All right. And that's, oh, the other thing about money, sorry, before I go, is when you look carefully at your money, you'll see that some of the money it's shaped differently, right? So some of it's got ridges on it. Some of it's kind of like, it's got like edges to it. Some of it's more smooth, and the reason is it's for people who have a hard time seeing, whether they're blind or maybe they're partially blind. That way they know the difference between a dime and a loonie, that kind of stuff, okay? So if I had two that looked like this and I couldn't see the difference, I would know that a loonie has these little edges, whereas a toonie has, it's more smooth. Okay, so that's, I would feel it, and I would know right away that this was the loonie and this was a toonie. Okay, so there you go. So that's why they feel different. It's so people who have trouble seeing are able to tell the difference, so that nobody is going to rip them off, right?
Exactly.
All right, that's it, my friends. Oh, and your paper money has little dots on it as well if you look carefully on it. So there's little dots on there to tell you how much things are worth. So you can also.
But how would people that are blind feel them differently?
Well, it's like Braille, so I guess you can feel them. Okay, so there you have it. All right, my friends. Hope you learned a thing or two about money, and hope you make lots of money. Got it? All right. Love you lots, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.